Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good middle of the night. I get it. No judgment. I'm Rick Green. As promised in my last video, not my last, but my previous video, I'm going to demonstrate a simple practice to help you recover from upsets, anger, anxiety, frustrations, or those sudden shocks. What? Oh, jeez. That produce those noxious emotions, which can then swirl around endlessly in my mind and my body and become these closed loops of toxic thoughts. Adrenaline starts and the cortisol, and my calmness and my peace, which was so precious to me, it's gone, and I must have the precious, and I must have the precious, must have the me wants the precious. In a previous video, we looked deep inside ourselves and discovered our autonomic nervous system. It's actually two complementary systems, kind of like hot and cold taps. The sympathetic nervous system, despite the name, is your infamous fight or flight response. It's your early warning system to any and every possible threat, and it operates faster than the speed of conscious thought. It's part of our... Geez, what? Oh, it's a lamp. It's part of our primitive core of the brain, what's known as the reptile brain. And in a fraction, like thousandths of a second, it senses possible danger. Snake! It actually fights a fright by making you more frightening. Slow motion film shows that when someone is startled, they make this scary face and yell. Briefly. A second later, of course, the threat message reaches the higher conscious brain, and those functions kick in, and they say, oh, it's not a snake, it's a garden hose. We should stop with who left the garden hose? What an idiot I am. You're not an idiot. That initial reaction is universal, not just in humans, and it could save your life if the threat really was a snake, or an oncoming car, or your teacher asking you to hand in your homework. Once the threat has passed, the parasympathetic network, which is your vagus nerve, steps in. Slow down, heart, stop panting, breathe, lungs, just take it easy, relax muscles, calm down bowels, be gone stress hormones, don't slam the door behind you, adrenaline. But here's the problem. Your sympathetic system is not just quick, it's dramatically powerful. That's why we remember terrible frights for years afterwards, or still have scary dreams about report cards when you're an adult. By contrast, the parasympathetic system is slow. Unwinding is gradual, takes time to let it go. The vagus nerve needs time to undo the stress and create tranquility, or bring you back to tranquility. Not that I've been tranquil in the last 30 years. Luckily, there's a way to speed up the process and actually become less reactive in the future. There's actually a way to access this autonomic or automatic vagus nerve system. Now, you can't consciously switch off your adrenal glands. They're automatic, and you can't just simply dial down your heartbeat. Set it for 68, and while you're at it, set the thermostat for 68. It doesn't work that way. But our lungs, those we can consciously control. You already know when your mind and body are relaxed, you take deeper breaths. Oppositely, conversely, likewise, when we take deeper breaths, our mind and body can relax. This is why awareness of your breathing is at the core of yoga and meditation. It's our access point. I can consciously modify my breathing, even stop breathing until mommy gives me candy. Getting dizzy. Do we have tips? So taking slow, deep breaths signals the rest of our body that it's okay. Everything's fine. Relax, dude. Relax. Relax by how much? Well, let's see. Join me, if you like, in this specific type of breathing called box breathing. I should do one of those unboxing videos. First, we'll see what my normal heart rate and blood pressure are. That's the machine, not me. that was another machine. It's called the Fart Machine number 2, the most thoughtful and enjoyable gift I've ever received. Thank you, Candace Taylor. All right, so let's look. What do we got here? 122. And diastolic 71, pulse 80. Okay, well, I wasn't totally relaxed. One more time, just relaxed. So take 2, so I'm at 116/75. Heart rate is almost at 80, which is not bad for a guy in his 90s. Oh no, wait, that was my IQ. All right, let's see what it is when I'm stressed. Gonna read the news. Oh God, really? What's wrong with people? Jeez. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm at 131/79. Pulse is almost 90. Yikes. When we're afraid, when we're surprised, angry, panicked, adrenalized, our breathing, our blood pressure, our heart rate soar, some blood vessels expand, others, like around our skin, dilate, our hands get cold, we pant, gasp, short breaths, but not just to, snake, but to anything, a headline, a rumor, a potential shortage of toilet paper. Now let's see what 1 minute of box breathing can do.
Sit comfortably supported. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. Close your eyes if you like. Take a slow, deep breath in through the nose. Hold for 3 seconds. Exhale for 3. Pause for 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause, 2, 3. Inhale, stomach goes out. Relax your core. Keep breathing. As you practice, you might want to manage a longer count. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so how did I do? 106/75, heart rate 62. All right, and that's good. Now, it was more than 3 deep breaths, but 3 deep breaths, just 3 deep breaths can put you back in control when you're under attack, upset, worried, or you've had a fright. If you don't deal with the stress chemicals, they can linger in your body for a very long time. The fight or flight chemicals are powerful. The reaction is strong. We can actually become addicted to worrying, to being afraid, angry, confrontational, always looking for a fight, or always worried about everything, lying in bed, stewing. Luckily, slow, deep breathing for less than a minute is free. It's easy. You can do it wherever and whenever you want to be in control. Even during a conflict at work or an argument, when you're driving, or when your teenager is driving, whenever and wherever things start spinning out of your control, or rather when you notice they are. If the sympathetic system is fight or flight, the vagus nerve is get a grip. You see, the box breathing is simple, it's easy, but when you're totally caught up in a situation, when you're angry, fearful, anxious, upset, slow breathing is not on our brain's menu of options and responses. So noticing, even slightly, oh, this again, flush face, tight chest, I'm getting stressed. You go from being consumed by the anger, fear, to noticing. A little part of you is noticing, I'm upset. A part of you becomes more aware, the observer, the neutral observer. You have the feelings, they don't have you. And this gets easier with practice. Noticing gets easier with practice. This is why a coach or a therapist will ask, how does that make you feel when someone's upset? Or you're really angry now, aren't you? Which shifts a person from a state of being angry to, yeah, I'm really noticing anger, labeling it, putting a name to it, awareness. They check in. It doesn't mean they shouldn't be upset or angry or afraid, but now they can step back, breathe, turn the practical conscious brain back on instead of this primitive, and choose some solutions, or just choose to let it go. It's not worth it. What am I doing arguing over this? So your homework, and not just at home, is to notice when you're actually getting activated and be able to step back mentally a little and observe your breathing, your posture, racing tight jaw, and then breathe. 3 or 4 breaths. Magic. As I said in the previous video, there are more practices to stimulate and strengthen the vagus nerve and become more unflappable. Is that a word? Unmessable? That isn't a word. In control. We'll cover some of these in other videos. But the breathing right now is a great starting place because it's free, it's simple, it's always available. And it's like doing reps to build muscle. These practices have more impact the more you practice the practices, which is why they're called practices. And this practice, to practice whenever practical, becoming a practitioner. I've lost track of what I was going to say, and it's rated. That was the machine. It's this machine. It's a great thing. Finally, a quick trick to preempt upset in the first place. Say you get activated every time a particular person calls. We all have them, right? Well, change their name on your phone, on your contact list to Box Breathing, or like Boss BB. Then when they call, you're reminded. Breathe. You forestall fight or flight. Hello. Sounds like you're really upset. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if this helps you, and do like and share. YouTube counts those likes and shares, and the more we get, the higher they rank us. So more people will learn how to stay calm, cool, and collected. People all over the world. Ooh, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Okay, that wasn't the machine. That was the dog.